Hello and welcome to the Football Betting Show on Scotty Bet TV. As usual, I'm here every single weekend guiding you through your best bets on your football coupons. This weekend we've got Everton and Huddersfield covered from a betting perspective. Also Liverpool versus Brighton, and I'll be giving my best bets for the ACCA, the long shot, and also my nap of the weekend. Big games for Everton and Liverpool, including Sam Allardyce's first game in charge. Let's see how that one pans out. Also Liverpool flying at the moment, aren't they? They'll be looking to carry on where they left off during the week. I'll be giving my best bets in them. Let's find out what they are. Saturday 3 PM kickoff. Everton 8-11 to win this one. Huddersfield 5-1. Now I was interested to know Everton's stats against newly promoted teams, and it's worth bearing in mind. They've only lost one of their last 20. It's a very good stat for Everton. That's 10 wins, 9 draws and 1 defeat. So you'd expect Everton to be in everyone's accumulators at 8-11 over the weekend. Now a lot of you were in touch during the week and asked what's Sam Allardyce's record as his first game in charge. Obviously everyone knows he's taken charge of 6 Premier League clubs so far. What's his record? Well, out of them 6 Premier League clubs, his first game in charge, he's won 6 of them. So, half decent record for Sam there. He'll be looking to get involved in that one. As I said, Everton 8-11. And another interesting stat which jumped out when I was looking at first managers in charge of Everton. None of the previous 7 Everton managers have lost their first game. So, throw all them stats together, you'd expect Everton to be involved in everyone's ACCAs, trebles and fourfolds during the weekend. Now, if you're looking for goals, look no further than Goodison Park this season. In fact, only the Etihad has seen more goals at their stadium. Second is Goodison Park, goals in both ends. Right, me betting this one, believe it or not, isn't goals, isn't anything to do with the stats I've just come out with. It is in fact cards. Now, believe it or not, this is 2nd versus 5th in terms of the dirtiest teams in the Premier League. Yet that's right, both teams love a tackle and love a yellow card. So it's 40 booking points for me in this one. It's even money and I think it's an absolute shoe-in. Obviously players will want to impress for Everton, for the new manager, and also Huddersfield love to leave their foot in and are on a bit of a dismal run at the weekend, aren't they? So that's my bet in this one. 40 booking points in the match, even money. Brighton 13-2, Liverpool 1-2. Where's your money going in this one? Well, if you're looking at Brighton's shots on goal this season, compare it to Liverpool's, it's chalk and cheese. It really, really is. Brighton are averaging 8 shots on goal per game. Compare that to Liverpool, 18 shots on goal per game. But if I was to tell you that Brighton have got the 5th best defence in the Premier League this season, and also no team has scored more than 2 goals past Brighton this season. In fact, they're unbeaten in the last 6 at the Amex, and their only defeat this season at home was against Manchester City. Now, Chris Hughton hates playing against Liverpool. He really does. He's lost the 3 previous matches he's taken charge of against Liverpool. All them 3 defeats, as I've just said, and conceding 15 goals in the process. So weighing everything up that I've just said there, I fancy Liverpool to win this one, but it won't be by the cricket score that many people suggest. I think they will win it, but I also think Brighton will score too. So that both teams to score and Liverpool to win, best price at 5-2. Now, there's 2 bets that I like for Scotty's sake this weekend. I'm going to give you the first one, but the one I do fancy, you'll have to wait for. Now, the first one is Pablo Zabaleta to be booked. Now, probably just make natural thinking into, bearing in mind, no player has had more cards than Zabaleta this season. 6 for him already. He should have been sent off against Everton, believe it or not, during the week. He was very lucky to stay on the pitch. He's 7-4, and the natural thing is he's going back to the Etihad. He want to put a bit of a show on, won't he, against his old mate. So 7-4 to be booked wouldn't put anyone off that at all. But the player I'm going with, interestingly enough, is in the same game, and it's Mark Noble. He's best priced at 5-2. I was looking at before, yeah, 5-2 to be booked. And reason being, before David Moyes turns up at West Ham this season, being booked in the 2 previous games before that, Watford and also Liverpool, 2 yellow cards straight away. Moyes comes in and bombs him to the bench against Leicester and Everton, and I expect him to come into this game, especially against Manchester City, where he's not going to get a kick at all. So if he comes into the game, if he comes into this one and starts under Moyes, I think he'll just be kicking lumps out of City's midfield, and I fully expect a yellow card. So that's it for me. Scotty's sake this week, wouldn't put anyone off Zabaleta at 7-4, but Scotty's sake this week is Mark Noble to be booked. Best priced at 5-2. Scotty's ACCA this weekend. I tried to stay way clear of the FA Cup. I know League 1 and League 2 teams are involved in that one this weekend. It's an absolute lottery. We all know what it's like. stay clear of the FA Cup in terms of betting, in my opinion. So I'm going with the tried and trusted 2 teams from the Premier League and 2 teams from the Championship. Now, first up in the Premier League is Tottenham to beat Watford. Tottenham are just a shade of odds on there. And I think, yeah, they were turned over during the week against Leicester, but I fancied them to bounce back there and get a result against Watford. And I know Watford's league position suggests yet they're near the top there, 6th or 7th. But look at their form, lost 4 of the last 6. Played against the decent sides as well in Tottenham. Obviously beaten during the week against Manchester United. Beaten before that against Everton. I just feel that Watford there may be on the decline a bit, and I just feel Tottenham may catch them at the right time. Best priced at 8 to 11, so Tottenham first in. Also fancy Stoke to get back on track, as they did, obviously beaten against Liverpool during the week. Fancy them to bounce back against a poor Swansea team who was struggling to get a point at the moment, really struggling. So Tottenham and Stoke in the ACCA. Also Sheffield United, they're away at Millwall. Millwall struggling for form at the moment. Sheffield United flying in that division. Love scoring goals too, Sheffield. Always a good for you over 2.5, Sheffield United. And last but no means least is Derby County in the Championship. Playing Burton Albion at home. Derby County also going well in that division. So there's me 4 teams, 2 from the Championship, 2 from the Premier League. That's Tottenham, Stoke, Derby and also Sheffield United. Pays 12 to 1, well worth a bet. Shot this weekend. Now I was going to sway with the Tottenham versus Watford game, both teams to score in both halves. But I really fancied Tottenham to win that game, but also fancied them to concede. So the both teams to score in both halves, Watford, Tottenham, I wouldn't put anyone off. Best priced at 12 to 1. But bearing in mind the ACCA would have just come out with there then 4 teams, Tottenham, Stoke, Sheffield United and Derby. If you put them together as a fourfold for the teams to score 2 or more goals, it pays 11 to 1. So then 4 teams rather, is Stoke, Tottenham, Derby and Sheffield United, all to score 2 or more. It pays 11 to 1. So if the ACCA goes in, you can imagine they're going to go in too. So well worth a bet that one. 2 or more goals from them 4 teams. Tottenham, Stoke, Sheffield United and Derby. 11 to 1. Well worth a bet. And that's it for this weekend's show. Thanks very much for tuning in, as usual, on the Scotty Bet TV. All your support and feedback is much appreciated on Facebook and Twitter. Give us a subscribe on YouTube as well. Now, don't forget, next week, it's the big one, isn't it? The Merseyside derby, Everton versus Liverpool at Anfield. And I'm going to be doing a big special betting preview on that one too. Couple of special guests in. Right, that's it. Good luck wherever you're deciding to put your money this weekend. Best of luck, and I'll see you next week for that Merseyside derby special. Good luck.